welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are a returning subscriber or watcher. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do so. Go ahead and click the bell so you can know when I post anything. Follow me on my socials so that you can know when videos are going up, just to keep up with me and just to be able to see other content. Today, I'm going to be doing what I call telling you guys my 2024 lore. I'm going to go over like the highlights of all of the months throughout the year and just kind of tell y'all some of the stuff that I've done and been through. But I'm going to do my makeup while I do that. So this year has really been full of a lot of ups and downs. I've done so much, seen so many places, met so many people. So many people have come and gone out of my life. And it's really just been a long year. In January, I can't remember too much going on that was like eventful, but at that time I was like involved with somebody. I was in like a situationship with somebody that was kind of long distance. He lived an hour away, so like that was going on. I was a leader at my church, which was also really didn't go hand in hand with that situationship. In January, I went to San Antonio with some of my friends. And we stayed over there for a couple of days. That trip was for my friend Haley's birthday, and I think you guys recall, if you watched that vlog, you will recall seeing that vlog. And everything that I'll be talking about, I'll insert pictures and stuff so it can be as visual as possible, because I don't want to just be talking about these things and y'all are just having to like make up things in your head. But that's all I remember from January. In March, I don't remember anything really special happening or like any crazy things or anything like that. I said I was still like, I had a pretty consistent life. Like I had a pretty consistent weekly routine. I would go to work, go home, and then on the weekends, I would go to my ex's house. And that's just what my routine was for like, honestly, like that past year. That's pretty much all I was doing. And then eventually in March, I went to Houston with my ex and we went for spring break, and I was originally supposed to go to South Padre. That went downhill, so we ended up just like deciding to go to Houston last minute. And then I had like a little photo shoot, like I did a little shoot with my friend Jay for this brand called Yuso that I walked for in the fashion show, and he sent me with 2 pieces, so me and Jay just took some pictures over there. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't like an official shoot setup or anything like that. We just put the pieces on and took some flicks. Like that's all it was. It was really quick. While I was over there in Houston, I tried so many food places. I tried, well, I don't want to say so many, but like I really did try so many food places. I'm gonna insert pictures of all the places that I ate, but I just tried so much good food, and it made me realize how much I do like traveling, because there's so many food places that were there that we don't have over here in Dallas, and like that's only a city away, you know, it's only a city away, whereas there's places where it's like states and countries away, and there's no telling how much food there is out there to try. I also went to the Houston rodeo while I was over there. Like I don't know why that was like one of the things that I wanted to check off my bucket list, and I don't know why I thought it was gonna be like I don't know, it was just giving very much Coachella. Like I don't know, something about the girliest fits to Houston rodeo this year were just giving like let's show out. Like it was giving Coachella vibes. Not actually, like there wasn't Coachella fits, but the way people were focused on their outfits was giving Coachella, you know what I'm saying? That was pretty much it. Like I had a good time over there in March, and then that made me want to go back. I eventually ended up going back, and I'll get to that. In April, after going to Houston and then just really thinking about like my real dreams of doing like social media marketing and stuff like that, and promos and modeling, just stuff like that, and being a face for brands, I just started really wanting to put that into play and make that happen. So I started focusing more on my YouTube. I started uploading every week. I started making time to make content and stuff like that. And then I also had my first casting call in May, because that's when after I came back from Houston and I started thinking about everything, that's when I started to decide like I really want to make my dreams come true. So I started taking different opportunities, and that was my first casting call, and I got casted for a fashion show that was for the agency. So it was a casting call for the modeling agency, but they were also casting for the fashion show that was going to be hosted by the agency, basically. It was Deliago. It was the same one that, like, I'm not even gonna say any names, but like if you know, you know. But like they're very like problematic and yeah, very problematic YouTubers and creators and stuff like that. So I kind of didn't know if they were who I wanted to be a part of and like surround myself with, because they did have a lot of like drama going on at the time. They told us to pack a bag just in case you got casted, because they had an Airbnb for like an agency Airbnb for everybody to stay in that night. So I had a bag packed in my car. When I got picked and they told me that I could come back to the Airbnb, I was actually psyched. I called my mom. I was like, what the heck? Like, I couldn't believe it. And I met some people there, and shout out to Bria, Mani, and Felipe. Like, bro, if nothing came out of that, something came out of that, because I met them. And like, they're some of the coolest people ever. That's why I say, like, I met so many cool people this year. Like, I don't even know, like, this is one of my best years on earth, but also one of the years where I learned the most and like learned the most valuable lessons. I learned my self-worth. I learned the problems and things that I struggled with, but I struggled to realize that. And all that really came to fruition and came to light this year. And as horrible as some of the stuff may have felt to go through, I learned so much. And I will forever be grateful for the lessons I learned and the people I met along the way. So, you know, just I always give props to God for the way things work out, because he always has a plan. Like, there's always a way for things to work. You know what I'm saying? In May, I saw Aaron May in concert, which is actually funny that I saw him in May because of his name. Like, you get it? And then also in May, I went to a wedding. It was my fellow church leaders, Fabiola and Lucas. They were getting married, and I got the honor of being invited. It was such a beautiful wedding. It was honestly like that, like the love that they have for each other, and like their wedding was just so beautiful. I literally cried. I think in May I got casted. I think it was May. I got casted for another fashion show. And it was the Neighborhood Gala fashion show, and I walked for Yuso and the Road Less Traveled brand. And was it another brand? No, I walked for just two, but I had an outfit change. So yeah, that's how that went. We had like a couple months of rehearsals. I loved it. Met so many amazing people. It was like one of the most craziest experiences of my life, and I'm forever so grateful for that opportunity. And I thank everybody that was helping me along the way, because it was my first fashion show ever. And I really thank David for casting me for Yuso, the owner of Road Less Traveled, like asking me last minute to walk for him. Like, I really appreciate both of you guys. I appreciate Dante for allowing me to be a part of his show. And it's just like, like I said, like 2024 does not owe me anything. I got to do so much that I just haven't gotten to do in the past years, and it's felt like one of the most freeing years I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? In June, I started going out a lot. It was summer, and I had just gotten my heart broken. Like at the beginning of that month, I honestly knew that my ex was like doing some fishy shit. So, and I say ex very lightly because he never asked me to be his girlfriend. We weren't in a relationship. Yeah, I went out a lot in June because I was just like, you know, living it up, and I was sad at one point. I was trying to get over that person and distract myself, but then I realized there was really nothing to get over because there was never a relationship. Like, so that's how June was going for me. Me and my friends were supposed to go to, I believe was it South Padre or was it Pensacola? No, I can't remember. We were supposed to end up on the beach. That's all I know. And it was like right around Hurricane Milton, I believe. That's what that hurricane was called. And so we couldn't make it to our Airbnb because it was literally flooded. Because our Airbnb was on the beach. Like, it was literally smack dab on the beach. So I'm not really surprised that happened. So we drove all the way there, thinking that like just out of our luck, like we were just so stubborn. We're like, the Airbnb didn't get wiped out. Like, it's not like we were just acting like this couldn't happen to us. And we're being very stubborn, but we're not listening to any of the adults that were telling us that it was probably not a good idea to still go. It was so flooded. We get over there in the area that like we needed to get to our Airbnb, and then we drove onto our street and we realized our whole street was literally flooded. There was no way to get to it, so we just kind of like were in silence and defeat, and we were just like, okay, we've already been on the road for 6 hours, like 6 to 7 hours, so we might as well just go somewhere else. So we get an Airbnb like in Houston, and Airbnb refunded our whole like rental, and so we were able to get a new Airbnb. We then go all the way to Houston, and we check into this Airbnb, and we're finally like settled. We've packed for everything that we did for the beach, and we didn't think we were going to be needing to go into the city like at all. Like I said, we thought we were going to the beach. And so we had all this stuff for the beach, and so we're like, we still have to go swimming. So we went to Hurricane Harbor. Also in June, my friend Chris had his graduation party, and basically he had it at an Airbnb, and if you watch my story time, the cops raided the place or whatever, that was his party. That's how June went for me. It was very chaotic, very all over the place. I was out of town. I was working. I was going to church and going to the gym, and like still managing to do all the things that I was doing. And I had just stopped talking to that dude that I was telling y'all about. Like, we had just stopped talking. Like, in July, I had the neighborhood gala fashion show. And so I got casted in May, I think. May, June, July. Yeah, May. And then we finally had the show in July. So we had months of hours and hours of rehearsals. And it was fun. It got very repetitive because they made us like walk over and 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 over. But it was fun. In August, I started going out for real. Like, I was going to clubs, I was going to bars, and I was just having a time, to say the least. I had my first project as a creative director, and that was my all-girls shoot, the 3 out of 3 project. So I had 3 different shoots to captivate 3 different like settings and moods of pictures that I wanted to capture, and I'll insert the pictures right here. That was a lot of work. It was very stressful to plan and get everybody together, but I absolutely loved doing it. I loved the girls that I worked with. Everybody like flowed together perfectly. Everybody worked well. Everybody was comfortable. Everybody like clicked with each other like right away, I would say, in my opinion, like just from my perspective. And it just went really well. Like, and props to my photographer. I'll link all of her information in the description and everything like that. And like anything that I'm talking about, there's going to be a lot of information in the description because there's a lot of stuff that I want to share with you guys from this video. I did my first music shoot in August as well. I did it for this artist named Balaji. He's somebody that I'm like personally cool with. I met him through my old friend. And yeah, so I had my first music video shoot. I had to go to Houston for that, and it was for 2 different songs. And then I got to be like not like the center of attention or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say, because it was all about him. But I got to be like in the front middle of the video and everything, and like that was cool. But I had a really good time. Everything was cool. I met some cool people while I was out there, and I'll link all the Balaji stuff down below as well. And then in September, I went back to Houston because I was going to this college football game, and then me and my friends wanted to go to some clubs over there, so we went over there, and that's that vlog you saw with me, Chris, and Elena. And also, I flew to Houston because Chris and Elena met me out there, but I flew to Houston for the first ever time when I went to Houston in September, and I flew alone as well. So it was an experience. I loved it. Like, not flying, like I just loved being able to like be by myself, like doing something. Like I was literally like, I landed in a whole other city by myself. Like, it was just a different feeling because I'm barely 20. Like I feel like a baby still, but I also feel grown sometimes. So when I experience stuff like that, it's just like really crazy feeling, and I'm just like, wow, like this is so like full circle. Like I remember, I don't know, I just feel like I grew up super fast. I don't know what it was for, but we went on a boat, me and my friend Elena. I'll insert pictures if I can find some. But we went on a boat with some of our friends, and that was the first time I ever been on a boat. It was also at nighttime, so being on the lake at night, it was like so cool. It was kind of eerie feeling when I realized we were out in the middle of nowhere, and like I could have fallen out of the boat, drowned, and then like they could have left me. Like I actually thought about that at one point, but that's just me being paranoid. So yeah, that was September, and then in October, I threw first Halloween party we threw. It was me, Elena, and our friend Melanie and Chris. We threw that party. The turnout was good. We probably made like 2-3K off that party total, if that, maybe 2K at most. But me and Chris were like, we could have made so much off that party. Like, let's throw another one. So we throw another party, and we made like 4 bands off that. Like, we made a good amount of money off that party, and yeah, like, I'm just very thankful for how that ended up going, and I'm glad that we know all the people that we do, because like so many people came. The cops ended up pulling up, the ambulance ended up pulling up because somebody was like literally drunk in the front yard. But other than that, we had a good time, went to the club after, and everything was chill. I went out a lot in October. I feel like I did. And then November, this just past month, my birthday was on the 11th, so I turned 21. Not actually. I turned 20, y'all. Like, my birthday week deserves its own story time, but not at this time. I'm not ready to tell that story yet. But just know that I did a lot of stuff for the plot the week of my birthday, and I just justified it by saying like, oh, it's my birthday week. And yeah, that's all I want to say about that one. But I went out like 3-4 times that week. Me, my friend Elena, and my friend Mel, we hosted like a Friendsgiving for, what's it called? For Thanksgiving. And I did most of the cooking. I made the mac and cheese, the green beans, just like, you know, like, I didn't mind, because like, honestly, I would have rather cooked than anybody else cooking. So yeah, we had a good time. We had a really good time for Friendsgiving. We had a good turnout. A lot of our friends came. Somebody threw up on the balcony. Somebody threw up in the bathroom. Somebody threw up, you know, there's a lot of throwing up, but we had a good time. Me and Elena went to like 2 Friendsgivings, and then like including ours, we had basically attended 3 Friendsgivings this year. And then we went to like a bonfire. I can't remember if we had 2. I honestly can't remember. This month is obviously not over. It's currently the 12th of December. No, it's the 11th. I'm sorry. But I haven't been in the mood to edit recently. That's really why I haven't been uploading. I have another vlog. It's a Black Friday vlog to upload, but I got tired of editing it, and I probably won't upload it anymore because I just don't find it entertaining anymore. I don't know what it is. But this month, nothing crazy has happened except for I got a new car because the engine was failing in my old car. So I had to do that very unexpectedly. I didn't think that I was going to be getting a new car this month, especially because it's December, and I thought all I was going to be doing is Christmas shopping and paying my regular bills. But that was not the case. That was not the plan that God had for me, and that is all right, because God's plan is the plan I trust. So I just went along with it, and I was stressful about the whole car search thing, but I prayed about it so much, and I was just like, God, like, whatever is the best decision for me out of these cars, and whatever is gonna work, if it's not gonna work, if it's gonna be something bad for me, please don't let it be the decision I make, you know. Like, I prayed hard about it, because that's all you can really do at the end of the day. Like, all you can really do is pray about things and pray for guidance, and that's what I really did this year. I really prayed and prayed and prayed for perseverance, patience, and guidance. Like, those are my top things this year that I needed, and especially perseverance, because there was a point in this year that I didn't think I would be able to make it and carry on, because I was so engulfed in my emotions that I thought that things were a bigger deal than they were, and I ended up learning that like life is gonna happen, and you just have to accept it. After I do my setting spray, I go back over with blush or bronzer. I don't know why, but it just like makes me feel like some type of way. So that was my 2024 lore. Hi guys, it's Editing Iris here. I don't really like the intro that I did this day, or the day that I filmed the video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say bye to you guys like this. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you guys so much. It just means that you cared enough to listen, or that it was entertaining, and I appreciate you. Go ahead and subscribe, turn on your upload notifications, and follow me on my socials as well to keep up with me whenever I'm going to upload a video. I always post it on Instagram. I'm getting this video to you guys way later than I wanted to. It's currently January 22nd and I kind of wanted to have this video out the first week of January. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!